Thank you so much. It's great to be here with this group because I remember when this group started so many years ago, and there were just a few of us, and now we have a fairly full room, and I think our greatest days are ahead, not only for this group, but for Paulding County. I love Paulding County. I've lived here 23 years, and we have just great potential in this county for growth, for doing good things. There's a lot of good things going on in counties around us that we can capitalize on, and I want to be the one that leads us there. First of all, though, I want to address some things that have been going on in the county. And first of all, we've got a real lack of civility in our government, of treating people decently when we disagree. Because, you know, whenever you are in government and when you're making decisions that affect 150,000 people or more, that's just the people that live in the county. You've also got to think about the people who do business in the county. But when you're going to make those kind of decisions, you are going to have disagreement from time to time. That is okay. I have worked down at the Capitol for 10 years in public policy, and I know how to disagree without being disagreeable. So that is something that we have to do. I've learned over the years that one day you may be opposed very much to the position that someone takes, and then literally the very next day you are working side by side with that person to get something done that you both want done. So that's an area that we could really use some help in our county government. Also, responsiveness. We need to remember always in county government that our citizens are our customers, and they should be treated just like a company treats their very best customers. When they call, they should be called back. When they ask for something, if it's within your power and ability to do it, you should do it. And that's what county government should be to its citizens. We also need to govern our whole county. I'm going to talk about this dumb airport issue one more time. I'm kind of, and I don't mean it's dumb and that it's not important. It is important, but we've just talked about it so much. And, you know, I'm going door to door. I've got a good team of people, and I don't even know how many doors we've hit because I hadn't stopped to count, but I know it's well over 1,500. And still at doors, and it doesn't matter whether you're down here or if you're up in Bentwater, wherever you are in the county, there are people who say, first thing, just tell me this, where are you on the airport? And they want to know. So this is where I am on the airport, for the record. I oppose commercialization because I was there when the promises were made that this would never have commercial passenger service. So I think that we should stand with what was told back then to all the citizens of this county. I was chairman of the Republican Party during that time for 6 years, from 2000 to 2006. We were going through explosive growth. There was conflict back then. It was handled very, very reasonably, but also there was information. People came out, the people from the county came out and met with different groups and told them what was going on. Total opposite of how this newest passenger service thing came down with the airport, where everything was done in the dark, nobody knew about it, and all of a sudden it was sprung on the citizens of Paulding County. So anyway, I oppose that, but I will say this, our airport is here. I had one guy, he came like barreling out of his door and said, where are you on the airport? And I said, well, I oppose the commercial service. And he said, well, I just hate the whole airport. And I said, well, do you mean you want me to bulldoze it down? Is that what you're saying? He said, yeah, that'd be fine. I said, well, you probably don't want to vote for me then. Because we're going to make that the most successful general aviation airport that it can be, just like PDK, just like McCollum, like Cartersville, like all the other small airports around us. It can be done, and it will build up our business community. It will bring in jobs that are good jobs, not low-level jobs. And I'm just excited about the possibilities for our airport. But outside of the airport, we have the rest of the county, guys. We have been fighting and fighting and fighting about an airport, and this is another thing that I've heard as I've gone door to door. People are really tired of their needs in their community being neglected because we're busy fighting about an airport. And so on the north end, of course, we have Lake Point. And I have met with Earl Earhart, who is the CEO of Lake Point, and he has endorsed me, and he is helping me because he said, you are one of the very few people in Paulding County, you were the first person in Paulding County to come to me and say, what are we going to do to cooperate with this huge development that you've got going on? Lake Point, for those of you who don't know, is a sports complex. It's going to be bigger than Disney World. They will have 2 million visitors next week. Now, are they in Paulding County? No, but they're about 3 minutes from our border. So how many of you think that a development of that size might have some effect in Paulding County? Yes. I mean, it will. There's no doubt about it. So we'll either get very healthy, intelligent growth up on that northern corridor so that we have attractions for people to do and good things for them to do, or else we will get the low end, and we don't want the low end. We want to make sure that we do good things for our county. On the south end of the county, we have a south end too, and there's going to be a 6-lane highway coming in from Douglasville and I-20. Well, I was on a tour, the Unholy Tour, and about, during the legislative session, and that's a tour about human trafficking. And it really concerned me, as I rode around, we get on a bus, and you drive around, you literally see people being trafficked on the streets. And they show you, they go, so look, that person, they'll walk up here where the trucks are parked and that kind of thing. They really explain the whole thing. It was probably one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen. But on that bus with us were 2 people from prosecuting attorneys from Douglas County. And they said, yeah, we're starting to have a problem with this in Douglas. So on the south end of the county, we're either going to do healthy development and get good things out of that. And look at the potential here. We've got great potential. Because if you think about that, if we can get to I-20, then we can get to the arteries that get to the Port of Savannah. So what a great opportunity for some light industrial, for some small manufacturing, for that kind of thing. We're not going to get a car plant in this county because our topography is not suitable for big development. But we can get something smallish down there that's right on an artery. I'm not talking about in your neighborhood in South Paulding, but on a main road that can really generate some income and, again, some jobs for this community. Why do I keep talking about jobs for the community? Because 84% of Paulding County workers commute outside of this county to go to work each day. And then we go, why do we have a traffic problem? Well, everybody's getting out between Marietta and Atlanta, and then they're coming back in from Marietta and Atlanta. It's okay, this is my daughter. Claire, come here, baby. I'll embarrass her to death. This is my youngest daughter, Claire, and she has come today from Emory. She's getting her PhD there, and she'll have it soon, right? No pressure, just in front of everybody. But anyway, she's a few months away from that, but she's taking time out to go door to door with me today. But anyway, so back to that big highway. So we either get something positive down there, something good, or we get the dregs of I-20 in Douglasville coming into that area. We don't want that. We need a leader who can look ahead, who can look around outside of the county. Now some people say, you've got a lot of contacts outside of the county and your donors come from outside of the county. Yes, they do. I've worked outside of this county for a long time. And for the last 10 years as I've worked in public policy, I've traveled all over the state of Georgia. I've worked down at the Capitol. I've built some very strong relationships. And I think it's an honor that the people that I have worked with from around the state said, you're running for office? Oh my gosh, and sent me a check. I mean, I appreciate it. And that money spends to buy signs and to buy things to go door to door. But more importantly, as I've gone around the state, I have learned about the way that they do things in other places. And I can bring that knowledge back to Paulding County. Just recently, I was in a meeting, and I have so many meetings, honestly, I don't remember which one it was. But I was in a meeting with some leaders, and one of them said, in our county, we now have a person who is dedicated to help small businesses get started. And I said, that's a great idea. why aren't we doing that in Paulding County? So I started talking to business leaders in Paulding County that have small businesses, and I said, well, what was it like getting your license in Paulding County? And they went, oh, yeah, it was painful, you know, and they started telling me not only their horror stories, but the horror stories of others. As I went to a door the other day, I said this, I do like a quick elevator speech at every door if somebody answers, and so I said something about streamlining the process for businesses, and this guy like almost jumped out the door, and he was like, oh my gosh, if you will fix that, I'll vote for you forever. I was like, yes, I like you already. But anyway, that's just kind of one of the ideas that you can get from someplace else that we can bring here that is very low cost, that is, you know, I mean, we could use it with people that we've already got in employment with the county, and make that work. Just somebody that helps that person get through the process, that you know, helps them overcome any hurdle they run across, because it shouldn't be a mystery how to open a business, and it shouldn't be full of rude surprises like a $30,000 sewer tap-on fee and that kind of thing that we've actually people have experienced water and sewer tap-on fees. So anyway, it's that's some of the experience that I can bring. I want to leave a minute or two for questions. You guys, a lot of you know me, but some of you may not have thought about me in the context of being a commission chairman. So I would like to open the floor, if I may, Sharon, for a couple of questions. Do I have time for that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, anybody?
We know you so well.
Because you've been working outside the county so much at the state level, can we be assured that your focus will be here on Paulding County and in Paulding County if you become chairman?
Absolutely. My loyalty is to my county. Whenever I am out and I'm hearing and meeting with other people, no matter where I am, this is my home. And so I'm always thinking, because I've worked not only around the state of Georgia, but North Carolina, Florida, different states, I'm always thinking, would we use this idea in Paulding County? So that's where my heart is with this county. And I can't wait to make this my full-time job. Because, yes, I'll talk to people outside of the county after I'm chairman. We have to do that, guys. We are not an island unto ourselves. The things that they do in Bartow County affect us. The things that they do in Douglas County, Cobb County, Haralson and Polk counties, all those things affect us. So we've got to have those good relationships. And so we'll keep those relationships up. But absolutely, I will be the biggest fan and the hardest worker for Paulding County that you've ever seen.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Have you ever run for office before?
Actually, I have not. No. The biggest thing I ran for was when I ran for party chairman in Paulding County, and I think the first time I was not opposed. The second time the person dropped out, and then I think they wanted to make me the queen because I had to beg somebody to take my place when I was ready to go into the workforce. Anyway, but we grew the party. It was so much fun. I loved that. The party was very small. Of course, when I moved here, the county was 100% Democrat controlled. All the elected officials were Democrat. As we started getting involved, it started changing, and we got a couple of Republicans elected here and there, school board and different spots. And then as we grew, it was really fun to watch because we grew. We'd have about 100, 150 members at every single meeting, and then Democrats wouldn't even run. I mean, it wasn't that they would win or lose, they wouldn't even run. And I was like, yes, my work here is done. And so then I went to work with my career as I had just finished homeschooling all my children. So anyway, Claire was the last, and so her senior year, I actually started working a little bit then. But anyway, she was a good student, probably better with me gone. And so that's why she's getting her PhD in neuropsychology. So anyway, all right, anything else? Yes, ma'am.
We spoke last night together at the same forum, but I liked something you said about relationships with the the current sitting commissioners and kind of the relationships that are already there, you might could elaborate just a little bit on the idea that you would be able to well work with the commissioners that are already in place.
Oh, absolutely. I am thrilled to work with that team. I think we've got great commissioners. But I'll say this, no matter who the people elect 2 years from now, if it's the same ones or if it's different ones, we'll work with whoever is there. It is so important to have collegial relationships with the people that you work with, because it is not about my ego or my ideas or me. It's about this county. What can we do together for this county? So again, I'm going to bring that back, and I've got this on my website about this civility and this responsiveness and that kind of thing in the relationships. It all matters, and we've got to hold people, we have to treat people with respect. I mean, that's so basic, but it hasn't been done a whole lot. And so I think there's 3 different groups that I feel like that have lacked being shown the proper respect. One are the elected officials. I have been appalled at billboards that I have seen and efforts that I've seen, and even things that have been said in meetings. We should hold our elected officials in high regard, whether we agree with them on everything or not. The second group is our county employees. They should be treated with respect as well. And the last group, and again, the most important group, I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again, our citizens of our county are our customers of county government, and they are the ones that we work for. So every day we should be thinking, and this is what I did when I was chairman of the Republican Party. Literally, I said, is something wrong with me? Because I wake up every day saying, what do I need to do for the Republican Party today? So I can't wait to wake up and say, what do I need to do for Paulding County today? So, all right, well, I'm going to go, unless there are any more questions, I'd love to answer them. I'm going to go and knock on some more doors. That's what I love doing, and besides speaking to you, of course. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Sharon.
Thank you. Good day.
Okay, thanks.